And we are live. Hello, everyone. Though we got to give it a few minutes for people to join, get that notification to go out. We have Sky Dancer and Skull. Hello and welcome. All right. There we go. Numbers going up. I wish I didn't have to work on Saturdays, Joel, because it's a challenge getting here and ready on time.
Yeah, it's a drag working on the weekends.
I wish I could just retire.
You and me both. I'm putting the kids through college, so that ain't happening for a long time.
Yeah, that might be a slight issue. Just a slight one. All right, Mark Sturlson. Hello, sir. Welcome. There's Patty. Patty wanted me to start early, but I'm lucky I started on time. Let's see. While we're waiting, I'm real quick going to go through who some of the upcoming guests are going to be. All right, so today we have Joel from the Aquarium Club of Lancaster County. Next week, we're going to have Mitch, Scruffy City. The 27th, we're going to have Paul Sherman. He's down south now, but formerly from Jersey. And then on September 3rd, the one and only Jimmy P. And that's as far out as I'm booked, because that's more than enough. In the chat here, we have Annette, Mystery Snail Guardians. Thank you again for making that wonderful introduction video. I appreciate it. Patty can't get enough of me. Well, I understand completely. And there's Sky Dancer. We already said hello to Sky Dancer. All right. So let's get started then. We have Joel from the Aquarium Club of Lancaster County. He is the president. For those of you that are new to the stream, who have not seen this before, on Saturdays I like to focus on the aquarium clubs across the country and what you can get from them and what they get from you, and just sharing that information out there so that maybe a club will learn something from another club. Maybe a person will learn something from a different club or learn of a club nearby, etc., etc. So in the past, we've had, we had Blake from Cyclic Club of York. We had Susie and Callie and Rico from Bucks County Aquarium Society. Again, CCY, BCAS are both in Pennsylvania. We had Kenny E. and Shanna from Greater Portland Aquarium Society. We had John Select Pet from Bluegrass Fish Keepers Association in Lexington, Kentucky. We had Eric Wyrock. We had Grant, the Garden of Eder from down south. And I think that's everyone. I apologize if I missed anyone. So, Aquarium Club of Lancaster County, as everyone knows, is where I'm a member at. It's what I call my home club. I'm vice president there. And ACLC is a co-host, along with CCY, of the Keystone Clash. At the very end, we'll talk a little bit more about that. So I am really happy that we were able to get Joel on here, because it's a club that's very important to me, of course. And Joel's been there a very, very long time, so I'm hoping to learn a thing or two about the club myself from this. So, Joel, how long have you been a member of ACLC?
About 12 years now.
That's a long time. And how did you hear about it?
I knew about it for a while. I don't remember how I heard about it, but I think they used to have customer appreciation days at that fish place. And they also used to have an anniversary sale where they'd have tent sales and they'd have vendors set up in the store and stuff. And the ACLC had a booth set up inside the store.
Oh,
so
nice.
Met some of the people.
Okay. And are you a member of any other clubs?
I am a member of the Mid-Atlantic Killifish Organization
Yeah.
and currently a member of the Greater Pittsburgh Aquarium Society as well.
Okay. Okay.
That's just
Now
because
is
they honored me with a membership when I spoke there.
Oh, okay. Now you used to be out there, right? Were you a member of it in the past when you were out there, or?
Yeah, I was a member of GPASI for a few years, way back in my college days, long time
Nice.
ago, mid '80s.
Nice. So what got you into the clubs? So, I mean, I guess we could start with Pittsburgh and then again ACLC.
Oh, Pittsburgh, I had seen some ads in, it was either an old tropical fish hobbyist magazine or old aquarium magazine. It was
Oh
so
wow.
old that they were the small format and they had ads in there. And when I was in high school, actually, my biology teacher was actually a member of the Pittsburgh Aquarium Society. And I
Neat.
got all the information on that from him and finally
Mm-hmm.
started going to meetings when I could.
Okay, that's cool. And then, I guess you moved out to Lancaster and heard about ACLC, or did you already know about them?
I already knew they existed.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't move directly from Pittsburgh to Lancaster area. I moved to North Jersey and
Oh,
then back to Pennsylvania.
did you join the Jersey clubs?
I was in North Jersey for a year or two.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really go to the meetings much because they met during the middle of the week at that time.
Yeah,
So,
that
and I
sucks.
wasn't real close to the meeting sites. I also had been a member of the Danbury Area Aquarium Society.
Oh,
They met on Friday night, so I went there a lot more often.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And let's see. So you're relatively close to where ACLC meets. Because sometimes I bring that question up because some places, so I know some people that travel like 2 hours to go to their local club meetings. But you're what, 15, 20 minutes away?
On a good day, I can get there in 15 or 16 minutes, but
Yeah.
usually there's lots of horse and buggies on the back roads that I travel, so they slow
Yes.
you down.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. Um, so tell us a little bit about what the meetings are like and maybe, well, actually, let me come back to that question. How long have you been president of ACLC?
This is my second year in this term, and I was president for 2 years. I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay. And then before that, were you other positions or in the 12 years that you've been there?
Yeah, I've been just member at large. We call them now. We used to call them directors.
Okay.
Um, and I've had a few years off in there, but not too many. Probably out of the
Nice.
12 years I've been a member, I've probably been on the board probably about 9.
Oh, wow. So going back 11, 12 years ago, what were the meetings like then? And if they were different than how they are now?
Actually, they're pretty similar to what they are now. We have um, announcements for the club, upcoming events from other clubs in the area, things like that, that we start the meetings off with. Then we have our speaker, and then we have a break, and then come out of the break and do our raffles and auctions. So it's pretty much the
Yeah.
same format.
Okay. Okay. So I guess that's pretty traditional amongst across most boards, I should say, or meet clubs, I should say. Um, Tell us a bit about the HAP, BAP from the other clubs you've been a part of in comparison to how ACLC is.
Well, I know that our BAP at ACLC was based mainly on the BAP program from the Pittsburgh club.
Okay.
We borrowed a lot of their program, and I also, when I was at Danbury, I used the Pittsburgh club as a model to write their BAP program as well.
Now, when
Um,
you joined, was there a BAP or did you start that?
in ACLC,
Yeah.
yeah, there was an there was a BAP program at ACLC.
Okay.
It has morphed a bit over the years. Because when
Gotcha.
in the beginning, before I was even a member, it
Mm-hmm.
was just breed fish and get points. That's it. Now we have different classes of fish that you can get points for, and you breed so many fish in each class, and you get an award for completing a class and things like that.
Nice. And what would you say is your favorite memory so far of ACLC?
Oh, my favorite memory.
I make you think.
Yeah. I don't know that I have a favorite memory. I guess probably the first time at the Keystone Clash that I won the challenge, the Keystone Challenge for individuals. That award.
Okay. And when was that?
That was 2018, I want to say.
Okay.
I think it was 2018.
Okay. Now, perfect segue. Tell us about the history of the Clash and the ACLC and how they're related and stuff like that.
Well, the Clash was actually the initial seed was planted by CCY when they had their Clash of the Cichlids show, but in 2015, ACLC hosted the American Livebearer Association convention,
Really?
and myself and Mike Mall, our treasurer, were alone in the fish room. He was doing his thing with the air system and setting up stands and stuff, and I was doing my thing, analyzing the entries, making sure they're all in the right class and everything. And we were talking, and I said, Mike, we should get together with the Cichlid Club and do an all species thing and do a joint effort with this.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, that's a good idea. And we started talking about it, and he brought it to the CCY board. I brought it to the ACLC board, and it was born.
Wow. And so the ACLC hosted the ALA convention. Where was that at, or when was that again?
That was in 2015. That was down at the Lancaster Host Hotel and Resort.
Oh.
Which is where we had the first Keystone Clash as well.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, that place has now been remodeled and is a Wyndham, and I don't know what it's like now, but we had moved on for various reasons from that particular site. I don't know if some of the issues were resolved there when they remodeled or what. But, we got a good thing going now.
Yeah. I just hope they build another hotel nearby. Yeah. Has the ACLC hosted any other conventions?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
We did have a kind of a mini convention when we had our 40th anniversary. We just did a celebration, a weekend thing with some speakers and an auction, but wasn't really a convention. I guess could be called a mini convention of sorts.
Okay. Interesting. What are your goals or dreams of the ACLC? Is it where you want it to be, or do you have ideas? Or
well, I mean, we've grown a lot since I first joined. I mean, our entire treasury when I first joined was around $300 or $400.
Oh, wow.
I mean, now we spend that in one meeting, sometimes just on the speaker. So
yeah, absolutely.
So we've come a long way. We've gotten speakers from a lot further distance away, people that are more well known in the hobby to come and speak. We used to have just local people that we could afford to bring in, but we've come a long way in that regard.
Okay, cool. What would you say is let me rephrase that. What other clubs other than Pittsburgh and Jersey have you gone to or attended their meetings? Not necessarily as a speaker, because Joel does go around and speak at different clubs. He has a few different talks. But what other clubs and what's the furthest one you've been to and stuff like that?
Well, without being a speaker, it would probably be I went to Norwalk Aquarium Society a couple of years ago, but that was mainly because Eric Bodrock was speaking, and I've known Eric for 35 years at least.
Right. Um, so where all have you spoken at? That's like, what's the furthest there?
Well, the furthest is probably Madison, Wisconsin group.
Oh wow.
Went there about 5 or 6 years ago, and they actually just invited me back to speak next year. So I
Nice.
set up, and that's a 2 club deal. I hit Milwaukee first on Friday night, and then speak to Madison on Saturday afternoon.
That's
So that's kind
exciting.
of a cool deal. Um, and I've been to the Cincinnati Club. I've been to all our local clubs:
Right.
BCAS, CCY, Delaware County, Diamond State.
Yeah.
But yeah, and of course Pittsburgh. And I did Erie Aquarium Society for the first time a couple months ago. So I've
That's
been getting
exciting.
around. I do about maybe 3 or 4 talks a year at various clubs.
Right. Right. All right. Real quick, I want to go through the chat real quick before I get too far behind on it. And then we'll talk about the Clash a bit. All right, we got Jimmy P. Hello. Jimmy P., here's your reminder, your weekly reminder that you're going to be up here with us on September 3rd, I hope. I'm looking forward to that. Dennis Christensen, hello, sir. And Zen Ginger is here, hello. And we got Alishon is here. Hi, Tom. And let's see here. We have Rico. I'll bring this one up. Rico, yes, good point. Jenna P was nice enough to take our schedule and make it really fancy for us. And we're going to start sharing that and get it out there as much as we can. It's really awesome. Thank you, Jenna. And we have links, of course. Fishfam.link has links to everything in life that you could ever possibly need, including the ACLC website. Thank you, Zen, for dropping that. Let's see. Joel B. Alishon. Maybe it was at the ALA convention, or was that the 2018 Clash Award?
I don't know. Who's Alishan?
Tom.
Tom Galili.
Yes.
Hey, Tom. Yeah, probably the Clash back in.
He came in second, whatever it was.
Yeah, that was interesting. Actually, I didn't actually stay for the Clash that year. I came in on Friday, dropped off my entries, and went up to Syracuse to see Paul McCartney concert. Then rushed back on Sunday morning for the auction.
And whatever that convention was, he has rabbit snails that he got from Batfish.
Were they multiplying? I could use rabbit snails.
Same here. You've been an announcer at the BCAS annual auction. It jumped on me. What did I do? Let's see. Where'd it go? Oh, it went. What in the world am I doing here? All right. There we go. Let's see here. Rico's talking about the Clash. Scotty Aquati, hello, sir. And Jenna's schedule is also meant to be printed and passed out as a flyer at the event. Yes, thank you, Stephen. Also, a really cool feature on it. It has a QR code that you can scan and have it integrated into your Google Calendar, which is absolutely amazing. Let's see here. And you have presented several times at BCAS. He was the first person that had that Goodyear. That's really hard for me to say.
Xenotoka doadrioli.
Yeah, that thing.
That actually used to be a population of Xenotoka isoni, but it was described as a distinct species a few years ago.
And I think I do have some of those actually. All right. I am caught up. goodness. So let's talk about the Clash a little bit. Since Joel is president of ACLC, he is on the senior committee for the Keystone Clash, along with a handful of others. And some announcements about the Clash. The hotel is sold out. It is officially sold out. If we are aware of any openings, any cancellations, or anything like that, we will be sure to communicate it. Also, I found out that it appears the next closest hotel is also sold out. The USA Inn and Suites, I believe it's called.
Yeah, that's a small hotel, so
yeah,
that's not surprising.
Joel, where do you think is the next closest?
There's a red carpet not too far, maybe about a mile away. I'm not sure if there's anything. I think that's sold out too.
Okay.
There's a place about maybe a 15-minute drive called the Hollander. It's on Route 23 in New Holland. They had about 6 or 7 rooms left last weekend when I was checking for somebody. But who knows what they got now?
Yeah. It's filling up, and I'm hearing stories about people that are going to be trying to fill up a hotel room with as many people as they can. They were talking about this morning on the stream that they were going to put Fishimon in the bathtub.
Hey, if anybody out there is going to the Clash and would like to share a room with Andreas Tonka, let me know. He's looking to come, but he doesn't have a place to stay. So.
Oh no, that's upsetting. Let's see what else. What other announcements do I have? The vendor room. The vendor room is full. We were able to squeeze in another room or vendor space or two. We have probably about 40 vendors now, taking up about 60 spaces, 10 by 10 spaces. And we're starting to develop a waiting list now for the vendor room. So we're going to see if we can move anything around or maybe set up some smaller spaces and stuff like that. But that has not happened yet, so the committee still has to figure that out. The question has come up about room sales. In the past, we've definitely allowed that. We don't have an official plan for advertising it or anything yet, but more to come on that. What else? Joel, since you are the speaker chair of the Clash, do you want to talk about the speakers a little bit?
Sure. Of course, the main event I think everybody considers the main event is, of course, Jim Cummings coming in from Canada. He's well known in the cichlid community. I forget what talks we have him lined up for, but each of the speakers except one is giving 2 programs. So Jim's going to be speaking on Friday night and on Saturday afternoon, I believe. We also have Greg Steves coming up from Texas. He's got a talk on collecting fish in the Comal River down there in Texas. And he's also on the CARES. He's part of the CARES team, and he'll be doing a program on breeding haplochromines. So I think that's one of the late Saturday afternoon talks. Joe Gargis is going to be coming up from Florida. He's always good source for information on water chemistry, and he'll be talking about what's new in the hobby in one of his programs. And I don't remember what the other program is off the top of my head. Who else we got? Kapil Mandrakar. He's a main force in Alyssa's Seahorse Savvy. It's a seahorse farm out here on the East Coast in Maryland. And he's got a great program on keeping and breeding seahorses that we saw at the ACLC just before the pandemic started.
Yeah, that was a great one. I love that one.
That was a very well-received program, and he's a very good speaker, and I expect that to be one of the more well-attended programs.
Yep.
And who else we got? There's one more. Greg, I said?
Jim, Joe, Greg, Jim.
Oh, Tom Keegan.
Yes.
He's got a 2-part program. It might be the most interesting program of them all.
Yep.
If you've ever seen Eric Bodrock Doc, he's always telling you to be the fish, be the fish. Tom Keegan is going to tell you how to be the fish and what it's like to be the fish. He's going to go through the biological situation with it, going through their senses and what they see and feel, and then he's going to go, through, I think, some breeding situations. I'm not exactly sure. I've never seen the programs, but they sounded really interesting. Tom is a regular attendee at the Keystone Clash, so I've spoken to him at length over the last couple of years that we've had the Clash, and it sounded very interesting. So I said, "What the heck? We'll book him. He's
Absolutely.
local, low cost speaker."
I like it.
It sounded good. It sounded good. So I'm looking forward to his programs as well.
And Andreas is not going to be a speaker, as far as I know.
He is not.
But I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, well, if we had a place to put him, it would be a possibility.
We'll have to work on that. All right, what else? Let's see. So, Fish Show entry is open. That you can do that through the website. The talks that all the speakers that Joel just mentioned are all listed on the website. Let's see. Fish Show entry. Give a Kid a Tank entry is open now for the kids. We already have a few signed up, which is very exciting. That's a great event. Let's see here. I guess that's pretty much everything. We're just really getting down to the grind on getting everything set up. A week from today, we're going to be moving all the tanks and stands to our new storage unit at the hotel, so that will be easy. So we're just getting ready. We're setting up our the food for the award ceremony. It's not going to be a dinner, but it's going to be enough to fill you up, I think, or at least satisfy you for sure.
If you don't get filled up, then you go into the hospitality room.
Exactly. And let me tell you, they've been talking about the foods that they're making for that hospitality room, and it's going to be amazing. Joel's wife's going to be doing some cooking for that, and it sounds delicious. All right. What else do we have? Anything else about the Clash you want to mention, Joel?
I'm not sure if we got the cichlid ACA sanctioning. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. I know we do have the AKA sanctioning lined up.
Yes. So actually, a message today that I did receive, actually not even today, tonight, they changed their website, and the way that we would get sanctioned in the past is not on their website anymore. So we are looking into getting in contact with someone so that we can get sanctioned.
That has been Claudia Dickinson in the past, so I have her contact.
Okay. So if you can get that to Mike, he's trying to do it. The AKA, like Joel said, we are AKA sanctioned for the Killifish Club. And I actually got some exciting news about that today too. We're going to have a heavier presence than expected at the Clash this year. We have some of the higher ups of the AKA that are actually going to attend. So that's exciting. And hopefully we're going to have some mail-ins and other people joining us. So
who in the higher ups?
The president.
I don't even know who it is anymore. I'm not a member anymore.
Ken Normandin, I believe his
name is. Ken Normandin. Oh, I know.
Yes.
Ken. He used to live in Pennsylvania.
And I think he's in Florida now. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's in Florida, in Jacksonville.
Yep. So he is going to come up also.
That's always good because Ken always brings a lot of native Florida fish with him.
Exactly.
I mean a lot. The pygmy sunfishes, the native killifish from down there, flagfish, all the best in the Florida collecting is coming up with Ken normally.
Yep. So that was just determined today, I believe, to my knowledge. I was told about it today. So he's going to be joining us, and that was one of the first things mentioned was that he's bringing native fish.
Yeah, Ken was a member of the Keystone Killifish group before we merged with Chesapeake a couple years
Okay.
ago. But a long time ago before he moved to Florida.
Right. And then also Sarah Walker, the secretary of the AKA, she's going to be joining us. They will both be judges, along with Dave, who'll be the head judge.
Oh, good. They don't have to worry about anything. I will just put my entries in and
I know,
watch
but
them take awards.
they're going to be giving us a run for our money, bringing all these people in, all these killy people. But they're all planning on bringing some, and the AKA is going to have a booth or a table promoting the AKA, giving out or getting memberships will be available, and it is their goal, like they did at Triple Crown, to provide anyone that joins the AKA at the Clash a pair of starter killifish. So that would be nice. And like I said, we will be AKA sanctioned, so we'll have the certified judges there, and any entries will be eligible for AKA points. I don't know what all that gets you, though.
It'll make you eligible for the Bob Felmy Award.
There you go.
Keep track of all the points you earn during the year, and whoever has the most points gets the Felmy Award for Exhibitor of the Year at the convention.
Nice. Let's see here. So Alshon remembers Heiko Blair showing up out of nowhere to the 2001 ACA in New Jersey. We gave him an auditorium at midnight to present. Lasted his usual 2.5 hours. Wow. There you go. Yes, Rico, we will have tanks available for you to put your donated guppies into. Thank you. We appreciate it, and we will have something ready for you. That is not a problem. And yes, we will have a place for you to put your plants also. Rico's donating plants and guppies and all kinds of stuff to give a kid a tank and as a donation to the Clash for the auction. Up and it jumped on me. Footsteps.
A ton of guppy grass. That's always a good one. People are always looking for that.
Well, and that's I learned here in the fish fan. There's people that throw it away, and I was like, that's a hot commodity around here. We'll take that. Absolutely. Hello, Monster Fish Gal. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And I agree, Patty. That's the whole idea. And you know how to get a hold of me.
Well, yeah, getting new fish and plants is really the main thing that got me into going to the clubs. The first meeting I went to, and when I joined the Pittsburgh club, I spent, every day I would look at the Innis book with all the color plates in the back and stuff, and I never see any of those fish in the stores. And at the first club meeting I went to, there was Beta's right there available, and I got it for like dirt cheap for like $6 for a bag of 6 of them from VAP donation. Like, cool, I'm coming back.
Yeah, exactly. It's the plants that you can get at the club meetings and at the Clash. I mean, it's Joel's an auctioneer for the Clash. How many lots did we have last year? Do you remember?
Last year we did 400 lots, and we went through them in just about 4 hours. So we were running about 100 lots an hour. I think the first hour and a half went a little faster than the last 2.5. Me and Eric Bodrock were tag teaming it and just flying through them.
Yep. And now back in 2019, though, I think we were closer to 600 maybe. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think we had a few more then.
Yeah.
That auction lasted till about 5:30, 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that was a late one. I remember that one.
Now we started earlier.
Started earlier, and we started tag teaming having 2 auctioneers and someone to talk about the fish a little bit, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
In the past,
try to know the fish, something about the fish you're looking at when you come, because if there's a lot of lots, we're not going to put a whole lot of time into talking about the fish.
Right. Silver Creek, hello, welcome, thank you for joining. Let's see here. Is Dave's Rare Fish sending anything? Not that I know of. Do you know anything about that, Joel?
I do not. Blake would be the one to talk to about that. I know he has in the past, so just don't know about
heard
this
anything.
Yet.
I don't remember seeing anything about that. And all right, and I am caught up. I ask everyone to please like and follow the Facebook Keystone Clash Facebook page and the group. We really highlight all of our sponsors and vendors on that, and it's a good place to put out announcements also. There's Zen. She is on it. Thank you, ma'am. So we every day we promote them. There's certain days now where you're going to actually see 4 of them per day. As we get close, I want to make sure I recognize everyone again. Excuse me. And there's just so many, so many vendors, and all of the fish show sponsors are complete, so they're all on there also. And again, I just want to recognize that many of them are from this fish fam here. So thank you, everyone. The fish fam as a whole has done a few, and Lefty has done a shit ton, and quite a few others. So thank you, everyone.
Yes, Fish Fam has been great this year. We really appreciate the support.
Yeah, absolutely. It's huge. And then also on the website, everyone's on there also. I'll do my best with the last minute ones that are signing up and stuff like that. It takes me a little bit to get everybody where they need to be on Facebook and on the website, but I'll do my best. What else do I have? I actually think that's about everything that I have. It was a long day, so I'm not really all that prepared. Joel, do you have anything else?
Well, we can go back to talking about the club programs. We only touched on the BAP.
How about the HAP?
What's that?
How about the HAP?
HAP, we started that, I don't know, about 7 or 8 years ago. I think I helped write the program with Mike Bookma. He did most of the writing on that. But that's been received pretty well. We got pretty much the same type of award system that we have for the Breeders' Award program. But
you want to mention what those are?
What's that?
You want to mention what the different awards are for that type of stuff for those that don't have them?
Okay, well, I'll start with the BAP since most clubs have a BAP. And our Breeders' Award program differs a little bit from others in that we have some other awards. Basically, we made it so that if you just want to breed cichlids, you can be rewarded for breeding cichlids. We have basically you can complete a class if you want to complete one of the cichlid classes. You breed, I think it's 6 species of cichlids. If it's old world cichlids, I think it's 3 mouth brooders and 3 substrate spawners. But if you just want to keep breeding cichlids, you can go to the next level if you complete a second set of cichlids that would have normally completed the category. You get the next level. I forget what the levels are. I think there's advanced. You complete the class, and then there's advanced. Then there's expert and master levels, I think. We have 4 different levels, and to get to the top level, you have to breed at least 1 target fish and write an article for our publication. So that differs from most clubs where you just have the situation where you can just complete a class and that's it. You can't get any
Right.
more awards for that class.
Yeah.
And we also have lifetime accumulation awards.
Hmm.
I think beginners level is 50 points, which is pretty easy to get. And then there's advanced levels beyond that, all the way up from, you got master breeder, grandmaster breeder, and then our top level, which is named after one of our founding members who had many, many, many species bred, the Wayne Calendar Award, which
Hmm.
is, I think it's now you have to complete every class and you have to have, I think it's 1,500 points in the
Okay.
program.
And then the Writers Award program. That's one that I think needs to be put out there more and communicated to other clubs because of the exchange program where you can exchange articles and stuff like that.
Yes, that was the first thing I did when I joined the club. I took over as editor of our publication for a few years, and I wrote Writers and Artists Award program. So we give points for writing articles of various types. So you have breeders' points. If you're writing a article that satisfies the conditions for the Breeders' Award program, then you can double dip and you get points for the Writers' Award program as well.
Hmm.
And same thing with the Horticultural Award program with the plants. Write
Yeah.
an article on a plant that you propagated, then you get points in the Writers' Award program as well. And if you just write articles on your own, um, depending on the number of words, you get so many points. I think 250 points, up to 250 points is 5 point article, and then up to 500 is 10, and so on. I think you get 20 points for 1,000 word article, something like that. I'm not sure on the specifics, but and again, there's different levels you can reach. Topping, we have an annual award for each of these programs for whoever has the most points for
Hmm.
each of them. We also have awards in the Breeders' Award program and the Horticultural Award program for the person that breeds or propagates the most species. So you may not actually get the most number of points for doing that, but you should be recognized for doing more species than other people as well. So we have that as well. And I instituted that into the BAP award because I felt guilty one year. I won the Breeder of the Year award, and I only bred like 10 fish, and the people I edged out bred like 13, 14 species, and I edged, I think it was Rich Bressler, who's our
Hmm.
secretary right now. I think I edged him by 5 points at the time. but but that was when we also have the a CARES program. So we had
Hmm.
just first instituted the CARES program that year, and I thought the point system was wacky,
Yeah.
and it's since been adjusted. But at that time, you got 20 points, 20 point bonus just for breeding a CARES species, you know, and anything that's listed as critically endangered or extinct in the wild was automatically a target fish.
Right.
So I was breeding all these live bearers that were listed as extinct in the wild. I'd get 35 points as a target fish, 20 points extra for a CARES fish. When you donate fish to our auction, it's a 30% bonus. And
Yep.
then I would write an article and you get another 30% bonus for an article. And I was getting like 80 points breeding, simple fish.
Right.
And I thought it was ridiculous, but we've we've corrected that since
Yes.
then. But yeah, I won Breeder of the Year with just like 10 or 12 species bred, but a lot of them I got like 75, 80 points for just because they were critically endangered and I bred them, and most of them were live bears, which were pretty
Easy.
easy to breed to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to highlight this here. So, Bex, thank you for joining us. I do appreciate it. And thank you, Kyle, for being an amazing husband to Bex. He's a nice guy. But also, I want to highlight that Bex is going to be a vendor at the Keystone Clash RC Beams art studio. And everyone bring your wallets. there's, as Joel is very well aware, there's not much stuff that I will spend double digits on at a fish event. However, I am going to work.
If Scotty's your only competition at an article, just bid $10 and you got it.
Exactly. However, what I will say is that I'm planning on bringing some extra money because I've seen some of Bex's artwork and it is amazing. So she's going to have a handful of different prints available, and they are absolutely beautiful. So make sure you check her out. And there's going to be Bex is going to be there as a vendor. Sam Scales is going to be there with artwork also, and a few others. And if you're setting up a fish room or something and you want some artwork, go around and support all of them and get plenty of artwork so you can decorate your future fish room or your current one.
Yeah, I hope I get a chance to get into the vendor room this year. I usually don't. I'm too busy running around.
Yeah, so check it out. Alshon, Dollar Dave and Singles Scotty. Yep, that's from the BCAS auction. Exactly. Patty, I'm very jealous. A whole tax refund. That sounds perfect. Rico, I'm pretty sure you're allowed to check Bex out. That's get ready for the Clash. Start thinking about the Clash. There's going to be a lot of good deals there, a lot of good people to see, a lot of good times to be had. Don't forget, there's the Fish Fam Pizza Party on Friday night. I want to say it starts about 8 p.m. off the top of my head. I can't remember.
I think that's what it's scheduled at the moment.
Yeah. Shrewsbury Pet Shop is donating the pizzas for that event to you guys. And then there's going to be a bartender there for a cash bar. And that's Friday night. If possible, please sign up on fishfam.link and or Lefty's form, however you do it. We'll combine the two of them. But we're looking to get a head count so we can let Shrewsbury know about that. And Saturday is the awards ceremony. That's going to be a good time. That's when all the raffles will be drawn and stuff like that. And all the awards will be given out, so that will be a good time. And try to stay for the auction Sunday, because that's a really good time. All right. Well, we are at 48 minutes, just over 48 minutes. So that time flew by. And does anyone in the chat have any questions for Joel or I about anything? Joel, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I would like to say, if you have a chance, if you're close to several different clubs, make sure you visit them. They usually have different speakers and different fish at the auctions. I mean, we're right in the middle of Pennsylvania. I try to go 2 different directions for auctions in the spring and in the fall. Sometimes I'll go west and south. Sometimes I'll go east and west. If I'm feeling ambitious, I'll get out to the Pittsburgh auction. It's about a 4-hour drive. But a lot of times I'll get, excuse me, a lot of times I'll get down to Potomac Valley, and then I'll go east, either North Jersey or Jersey Shore. Maybe I'll go to Delaware County Aquarium Society, and then go northeast to North Jersey, something like that. But you'd be surprised at the different species that you see available in the auctions at different clubs.
They're all different, yeah.
They are.
Yeah, I go to maybe not consistently every single month, but I go to Diamond State, ACLC, CCY, Bucks County, Mako, and I think that's about it. But still, that keeps me pretty busy. And it is a goal for after the Clash to make it out to some other ones. I've never been to the Jersey ones, and I work in Jersey, so I want to try to do that and go out a little bit beyond that. A goal that I've made for myself in the future is to start doing some talks. As I'm starting to learn more and more, I want to start sharing that knowledge. More so beginner talks.
Aren't you speaking at Columbus coming up?
What's that?
Did I see that you're scheduled to speak at Columbus?
No.
No?
I am going to be doing a online talk for the AKA.
Oh, okay.
For their monthly AKA lounge meeting, I think they call it.
Yeah, that's another club I've spoken at, Columbus.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a online at their virtual meeting, a talk on non-annuals for beginners. One of their goals was to do some beginner talks and get people that are newer into Achilles to do a talk, so it's more on the level of beginners, because I think they just got 20 or 30 new members at the Triple Crown.
Yeah, so I saw 27 was the final count.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a good one for you to bring up. Talk about the education award that goes out to high schools and stuff like that.
Yeah, if anybody's got a school that has a program that's eligible, we're looking for schools to donate to. We've got what we call the Aquatic Life Education Fund, and we donate a portion of all our auction proceeds throughout the year straight to the fund, and then we'll have various fundraisers throughout the year. Like we had a swap meet back in March where we took all the money that we brought in and put it into that fund, and we made a donation to, what was the name of that school? It's out in Philadelphia, Garnet Valley High School. Yep. Yeah, they do a wonderful job out there with the kids programs that they have. They have koi ponds, they have marine tanks, they have freshwater tanks, and Mike Krausel, the guy in charge over there, he does a fantastic job of getting donations for the program. He gets fish flown in like koi and stuff from farms in Florida, and he gets all the equipment donated, and they use the money that we donate to them to fill in the gaps if they have any. They get paving stones to put around the outdoor pond and stuff. They do a fantastic job, and we've donated to I think 4 or 5 different schools over the last few years, and we would like to find some more schools to donate to. So if anybody knows,
the nice thing with Garnet Valley, they're in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. One of the nice things with them is it's a whole complex of schools on that road in the Garnet Valley School District. So they not only is it the high schoolers that get to enjoy and learn from that, but also the middle school and elementary are all within walking distance. And there's a couple other additional elementary and middle schools and special needs schools right around the corner from there also. So it's a great group that gets to appreciate that money and that program that they have.
Yeah, so if anybody knows of any schools that have any aquatic life programs at all, we're talking about, if they have a program for keeping pond fish, if they have marine biology program, if they have limnology program, any full aquatic life education type programs, we're looking for places to donate to. I've tried to contact the board of principals in Pennsylvania, telling them that we have money to donate. If you have any schools that have programs, spread the word. And I've gotten absolutely no response from them whatsoever. A couple of times I've tried, and I just find it hard to believe that they wouldn't disseminate that information out to different school principals and let that information be out there.
Yeah.
But and it doesn't have to be in Pennsylvania. If you're in the neighboring state, we'll donate to them as well. We've donated to a school in Maryland at one point. So if you're close, basically if your state borders Pennsylvania, you're going to be eligible.
Yep. Alshon mentions that Gary has a connection with Daniel Boone High School. So I'll see if I can get that contact info for you.
Yeah. A lot of schools don't have the programs that qualify, but if they do, we want to hear from them.
Absolutely. All right. Well,
I would also like to mention, in 2 weeks, if you're looking for something to do, the Falls Fish Festival. That's a club that I've never visited before, a tropical fish club of Erie County up in western New York, just south of Buffalo. They're having a weekend event show, and they have a swap meet on Saturday, auction on Sunday, and the current guy from Watley Discus, I forget his name, but he's going to have a program on discus on Saturday night, and they have a little, I think it's a buffet banquet type thing. It's only like
wow.
$16. So
I would imagine that would be near Rico. Rico, are you still in there? In here? I think that's up your way, isn't it? And do you want to mention now our swap that you just announced?
yes, our swap in March was so successful for that fish place that they want us to do another one. So we've just scheduled a swap for our regular meeting date in October, which would have been October 15th, because our regular meeting place is booked for, it's a fire hall in there. You got firemen's training in there that weekend. So we can't have our regular meeting space. So we decided we'll just do the swap meet on that weekend. So that's going to be at that fish place, October 15th. It's going to be 11 to 3, just like the one in March. And more details will show up on our Facebook page and our website as we get closer. But right now we're concentrating on the Clash. So.
Yep. Gabe Posada.
Gabe Posada, that's it. That's the guy. I was going to say Jorge Posada, but I'm like, that was a guy. He played for the Yankees, so that wasn't. I knew that wasn't right.
Zen probably Googled that. No doubt in my mind.
Yes, he's Jack Watley's protege, so he took over for the hatchery when Watley passed away. So It should be interesting.
All right, everyone. We are out of time. So thank you very much, Joel. You made
You're
that
welcome.
an easy hour, and hopefully everyone learned a little something. I know I did, so that's good. And I, again, look forward to seeing everyone next week with, who did I say? Mitch from Scruffy City Aquatics, I believe is his channel's name. And also, Jersey Shore has their auction in October. No fall one for NJAS. And all right, have a great night, everyone. Thank you.
All right, good night.